Kris Boyd has an update at Kris Sutton over Old Firm dead rubber dig. Welcome back to Fog Football. I tell you what, right? Why is Kris Boyd even reacting to Sutton with this? Why not be cool, calm and collect it? I haven't even looked at the quotes, but you know, the Daily Record's going where he's erupted, so I'm going to assume he's erupted like a volcano. Why not say, well, if it's that much of a dead rubber, then you won't mind losing 3 games in a row? Leave Sutton on double one. I mean, we all know Boyd's been left on double one and been snookered for far too long, so, and then what's Sutton's reaction going to be to that? Well, of course, I don't want to lose 3 in a row, but it's better than reacting and lashing out like an absolute FUD. But then, honestly, I don't even know with Sutton and Boyd anymore. Is Boyd lashed out for this exact reason, to get clicks? I wouldn't even be surprised, man, I wouldn't. And that's just a tragic state of affairs, like honestly, man, I really don't get it, but that's what Sutton said. I couldn't tell you if Celtic are going to take their foot off the gas a little bit, but I think if I was in the dressing room, you'd want to be in a position where you went to Ibrox and really rubbed Rangers' nose in it. Boyd insists that it means as much to them Celtic as it does to Rangers. There's no getting away from it. So that was what Boyd said. I might have said that's what Sutton said at the start, but who cares? It's toasty Friday morning, yeah. I say Friday morning, it's 8 minutes to 2, like that's not really much of a morning. Actually, to reiterate, it was Sutton that said about rubbing their noses thing, but then Boyd replied, it means as much to them Celtic as it does to Rangers, there's no getting away from it. Bloody hell. Boyd get it right, he said both of them will want to win the game of football. Rodgers will want to win it in style and think. For Rangers, in front of their own fans, they will want to put on a show. Finish the season strong against your rivals, but the reality is once the game's finished you need to assess, and Rangers domestically have been miles off it. Again, end of quote. Yeah, it doesn't. He's right, once he finishes, like, the assessment is we're shite. That's the assessment. And the 49ers need to be like Harry Houdini, man, and they need to magic something up, because I don't know what is around the corner for this Rangers team. If it's not fixed, it's just going to be more years of mediocrity pish. And I mean, it should never get as bad as this season, but the reality is, folks, we've been getting worse each season for years. And see if you keep on at that trajectory, what's next? I mean, if a team behind takes advantage of the 3rd spot, and I know that runs out next season with guaranteed football, but I mean, that's not even an exaggeration, man. It's not. Crazy state of affairs. Sutton responded, but how can you assess it? Even if Rangers win it, it's a dead rubber. But, I mean, obviously in the grand scheme of things, right, Rangers aren't going to overturn, the league's done. But it's momentum that you can take into the next season, that you won 3 games in a row. You've won the last 3 Old Firms. Sutton just doing this so to wind Boyd up. Boyd then responded with, there's no such thing as a dead rubber. Then Kris Sutton replied with, well, it is a dead rubber, what can Rangers do? Boyd fired back, said, and I quote, so you went into an Old Firm game thinking it was a dead rubber? Question. Now, we'll get into what Sutton replied with, right? But it's like 13 out of 14 titles, right, for Celtic here. 90s, Rangers dominate it, right? 13 out of 14 for their own. Of course it was dead rubber Old Firm games. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand what Sutton's point is about. I know I've just said there was dead rubber games, right? But you still need to win them. In terms of dead rubber, right, the league's gone. You're not going to win any trophies or medals for this game, right? But those Celtic fans listening to this right here, right now, right? See if Barry Ferguson puts himself 2-0 up against Brendan Rodgers, they won't be happy. And rightfully so, you know what I mean? Because theoretically, Brendan Rodgers has got the pedigree and he's got the better team at the minute to beat this Rangers team. So what's the excuses to lose 2 in a row to Barry, who they say is so bad? And they will be pissed off. And me, on the other hand, if Rangers lose, I'll be pissed off, because the Ibrox form has been absolutely fucking rank rotten. And it needs to turn around at some point. Now, when is that some point going to be? I'm not too sure, folks, right? But then, you know, Boyd's fired Sutton back here. Well, did you ever go into one? Right? And then Sutton obviously flips the script, right? And talks about Yanis Hadji, right, in the celebrations last month. And I agree. Against Aberdeen, I wasn't a fan of that. You know what I mean? To a degree, I think there was a bit over celebrating. I'm not saying you can't be happy, to a degree. But what's that got to do with these Old Firm dead rubber games, Sutton? You know what I mean? And Boyd, we'll get into but Boyd should be like, well, that's fucking irrelevant. That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you about Rangers' celebrations like at Aberdeen last month. You nugget. Sutton said, well, I'll tell you the difference between Rangers and Celtic. I still talk to people about this. I still can't fathom after that last minute equaliser at Aberdeen. The Rangers bench erupted and celebrate it. That was the league finish that day. That is a complete loser's mentality. I would have been ashamed. Boyd stated, I disagree. Stephen Naismith chimed in. Do you not think that is just from getting something at the game in the last minute? Sutton then said, drawing at Aberdeen, and you know, you're not going to get 42 goals back. What would you have thought? Would you have celebrated? Boyd said, I would have. The point is, in that moment, you're down to 10 men, you've got yourself back into the game. The harsh reality is, when you go back into the dressing room, you've lost the league. It's just in the moment of scoring a goal. Sutton at it. The Rangers bench were turning to the Aberdeen fans and celebrating. Oh, we have just lost the league. That is the league done. It's just mental. End of quote. But they weren't. No, I mean, Sutton's trying to spin here, right? That Rangers fans, or Rangers bench and manager, were celebrating the fact the league was done. They're celebrating the fact they got a point against Aberdeen. Aberdeen, who hate Rangers, and that would have been a monumental win for Aberdeen. Hell, if they picked up the 3 points that day, they'd be sitting in third. And third's obviously massive going into next season. So, yeah, ifs and buts, but again, Sutton dodging the question about, you know, what about when you went into dead rubbers? Huh? What was your opinion going into them? Of course, he completely dodges that, completely blanks it, but again, Boyd taking the bait, hook, line, sinker. It's like, come on. I mean, all he's got to do is play it smart, but can Kris Boyd play it smart? I'm not too sure, man. But honestly, I think he can. I think he just does it for the fuse, and Sutton does it for the fuse, man. You know what I mean? They never genuinely have like proper conversations about the game of football. Always spin it into some fucking joke or some pishy narrative, regardless, I mean, of whatever side. And Scottish football, man, it's like, I mean, I think it can be funny to a degree sometimes, but I think it's been over the top, man. OTT, overkill, you name it, every word under the sun. I just don't understand what's the end game with this pish, to be brutally honest. So yeah, folks, leave your thoughts down below. That's what Fog Football's signing out. Big night, Scottish Championship, 2 games on the telly. If we watch 2 games at once, I don't know what we're going to do. Looking forward to it nonetheless though.